Hello from Bright Green Futures. Would you like a book that could help you self-build your own home? Well, we may have just created it. So let's go find out and see what it's all about. So Sam and Steffi, before we get into the details of why make a self-build journal, what is a self-build journal, can you just explain to me, how did you two even meet and come up with the initial idea?
Well, I just got back from Bali and was inspired to build my own home, and I was convinced there had to be a company in the UK that did this. And then I met Steffi and got introduced to Bright Green Futures, and yeah, I was really inspired that, you know what, I can make this happen. And my profession is I work with a lot of high performers and I help them achieve their goals, and I saw a great opportunity to create a journal that helped organise all the things a self-builder has to think about, and I thought it'd be just the perfect product to certainly help myself, and could see a need for that. And spoke to Steffi, showed her a lot of other journals that I produced in my background as a high performance coach, and we thought it'd just be a great fit. Obviously support myself and all the other self-builders out there.
Yeah, I mean, when I built my first house, when I was, as you know, I was quite young. One of the best tips I got given by an architect friend of mine is get yourself a nice booklet and write down all your phone numbers there and all the important information. And it's great, basically. I had this booklet on me all the time I went to site, and to scribble notes, to be able to do some drawings. It was my Bible, it was my right hand in the journey. And when I saw Sam's your journals for all sorts of other professions, I just thought, actually, for a self-builder this would be more important, and we found out nobody else had produced one before. So yeah, it's been actually fantastic to work together, especially as you're also a client. You've become a great friend. We are your client, you are our client.
It's crazy.
Really
Yeah, it's all quite.
We're all doing business with each other.
Yeah, it's all quite incestuous, isn't it? So but it was amazing producing it, because the more we kind of got into the process, you started to really see all the other areas that the journal could have, like spaces for 3D design where you can sketch floor plan layouts and how that house actually looks, to kind of greying out those timelines when you've really got to think about cash flow and when things are happening. It's a really interactive journal, and probably one of the most useful ones I've ever produced in the context of performance. And I do a lot of work with athletes, high performing businesses, but actually self-building is also a high performance space as well. It's exciting, it's challenging, so it's just the perfect context really to have a tool to help you manage your performance throughout the whole process.
I mean, what we thought about was, especially as I'm writing the book as well, which is about how to build your dream home and community, which gives loads of valuable information of how to do it, but you also need a place to explore your ideas, so it goes very much hand in hand with that. And what is also nice is very generic, so it's actually for anybody who's self-building. It doesn't have to be a Bright Green Future self-builder or somebody building a community. It's useful for anyone on the planet who's building their own home or who's thinking about it. There's a lot about dreaming and understanding the whole process of what's involved. And just putting down your initial ideas. And it might be that you think, oh, I can't do this because I don't have the money, or I don't know how to design, or I don't know how to get planning permission. And basically you go through the journal and you read it hand in hand with literature such as my book, and one by one you go through and go like, oh yeah, that's how I do that, or that's how I could solve that. And very quickly you get an idea of what's involved in doing a self-build, and if you want to do it, and the benefits it can bring, and also the sort of designs, the idea of how you might want to build your home and how it can serve you and your family.
Brilliant. So this book isn't for just Bright Green Futures clients It's for any self-builder, and if I'm understanding it right, you two, what you're saying is it's a place to organise information, and also a place that as a self-builder you go through an educational process and you can start collecting those ideas and solutions as you go through and have it all in one place.
Yeah.
So self-builders and performance, many people wouldn't put those two things together, Sam. So how does a self-build journal help someone perform better at self-building?
Well, first of all, when I thought I'd love to build my own home, I had no idea of what I needed to do, what I needed to find out, and the journal first of all makes me realise the things I need to consider. It doesn't provide you with the answers, but it makes me realise I need to think about planning, I need to think about finance, I need to think about my community and those professionals around me to help me get there. So it breaks the outcome into key processes and makes me realise actually there's a journey here that is manageable, as long as I kind of draw in the information I need from experts where there is a skill gap, then you kind of take it step by step. So it makes it realistic. So yeah, that's how, like any sports performer, if you're a footballer needing to score loads of goals and there's a lot of pressure on you to do that, often footballers will think about the outcome and forget about the process, and that's when you derail your performance. So it's exactly like self-build. You want that dream house, you want to score a goal, but you also need to think about what steps and processes you need to take to get there.
Brilliant. And Steffi, for you, what do you hope this self-build journal will do for self-builders if they were to pick up a copy?
I think what it does at the start, it gets you thinking, it gets you dreaming, it gets you explore what you really want from life and from your home. It's a place where you put all of your contacts. So every time you meet somebody who might be relevant to your self-build, you put their phone number and their email so you can come back to them. I mean, maybe you were just thinking at some point in my life I want to build a home. Get the journal now and you've got a place to put all your information, and when you do it comes together. Or maybe you're ready, you really want to make it happen very quickly, so it's basically your tool that you take with you and that helps you explore what needs to be done. You might buy some self-build books, and then every time you find something relevant you write it down in the journal, or you're speaking to someone who gives you a good tip, you put it down there. So it's your one place that makes your journey all of a sudden become realistic, and then as you get into your self-build and as you're building, you take it with you to the building site and you dot down what you need to, or you sketch out your creative ideas, and it's just facilitated by the prompts in the journal, by just the grids, and it's got sample floor plans. So something that might seem big and achievable all of a sudden becomes simple.
Fantastic. So this self-build journal, by the sounds of it, is taking that big dream and actually breaking it down into those steps, so you can break it down and it can be an achievable goal. And I love the word you used there, Steffi, tool. This tool that you carry around with you, like we don't just need our drills and our hammers, we need tools to help us actually manage a project of our own self-build.
Yeah, and I think what's great is that we've written it. I've obviously done a few self-builds already, and Sam is right in the middle of it. So it was quite a good combo to write it together and then to share it with the Bright New Features team and other people who've done self-builds, to make sure that everything that is really valuable and important is there, but also that people are not overloaded with information. It's
really nice to sort of drift into my own mind and think, well, how would I use this? I'm in the trenches trying to make this happen. What do I need? What do I need to think about? And so it's coming from direct experience of a self-builder and someone that has a keen interest in performance. So I think between us all, I think we've created a really good product.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sam, so much for joining us. Thank you, Steffi. Thank you both for taking the time out to think of what sounds like a super useful, uber useful tool for self-builders.
Let us know when you use it.
Yeah. I'm in the trenches with Sam. So.
Yeah. No refunds, by the way.
30-day money back guarantee. Thank you very much, you two. We'll share some more information below this video on how you can learn more about SelfBuild Journal and get a copy for yourself. That's it from Bright Green Futures. Many thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.